Wannie Poohs, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing, I'm doing Buffalo Wild Wings, but first I wanted to make some margaritas because it's National Margarita Day. So I decided I want to make a couple margaritas with you guys, okay? But if you are new to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can become a Wannie Pooh because it's lit over here, okay? Make sure you hit the post notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Now, I am doing a collaboration with my homeboy, Simply Foods by TY. Please go over there and subscribe to his channel. That's my homeboy. He is so funny. He's just so hyper. I really like his channel a lot. He do mukbangs. He do reaction videos. So if you like that, you might want to go over and subscribe to his channel. When you do go over there, please let him know that it's Wannie sent you so he'll know where you're coming from. Okay? All right, so let's get into these margaritas. And then after the margaritas, we're going to go ahead and get into the mukbang part of it. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a professional at margaritas. This is my first time actually making margaritas. I used to drink them a lot, but I never made them. So we're going to try to see what we can do here. So I'm making two. I'm making a blue raspberry margarita and a peach margarita. So let me see I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to pour some orange juice, some peach snap. This is actually a liqueur. It has 15% alcohol in here. I don't know how much I should pour, but we're going to roll with it. I'm going to go ahead and pour. So I have some Patron here. This is the only tequila that I like. I don't really like no other tequila. Well, y'all know I pretty much had stopped drinking for the longest. But as of lately, I've been drinking a little bit here and there. So, okay. So we gotta be careful with this one. With the tequila. I don't know if that was a lot. It ain't seemed like it. I don't know. And then I guess I'll pour some grenadine. Colored syrup, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. And I colored some sugar. I put some food color in a Ziploc bag with some sugar and I shook it up and it made red. Spread it out some. Ooh, that smells good, y'all. This drink's smelling good. I'm excited. Even though I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take this lime and I'm gonna run it all around the rim of the glass. Uh-oh. Sorry y'all about the noise. Okay, so now that we have that, ooh, my husband brought me some ice. I'm just gonna put some ice in here. And we just gonna shake it up. I don't know why I'm scared to shake it because I think it's gonna come loose. So this doesn't look like a peach margarita at all. We're gonna call it a strawberry one. Well, it don't smell like strawberry though. And I want to take these peach ring candies. So I'm just going to put it on the side of the glass. Listen, I'm learning. It's cute though. I like it. It's super cute. Okay, so next one. We're going to make, let's put this in the frame. We're going to make a blue raspberry margarita. Let's hope this one goes well. So this time I'm going to start off with some tequila. What? Oh, I'm going to start off with some tequila. Some lime juice. I got some fresh squeezed lime juice. And then I got this blue, how you say it? Caraco? I don't know. I have this blue liqueur. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but we got some of that, okay? So I'm going to add some of that in here. Okay, that's it. I just added some ice. Ooh. So I'm gonna pour some sugar out on the plate that I dyed. This is fun though, even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's fun. And I'm going to go around the rim. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pour the ice in. Oh shit. Or no, I'm not gonna put the ice in this one. Okay, I definitely should have made more. Oh yeah, let me garnish it with a lime. I'm gonna go ahead and garnish it with the lime. And there we have it, y'all. They are so pretty. Okay, y'all, so I'm back. I took my thumbnail, set up my food. I have my drinks. I filled this one up some more, added some more liquor and stuff to this one because it just didn't look right. So, and I added a little bit more to this one as well. How do y'all like the drinks? They so cute. Let me tell you what I have. I have spinach artichoke dip here. I have some onion rings, honey barbecue traditional wings. I have some shrimp here. I have some, what kind of tacos are these? They're street tacos. I have to show y'all. Look, they're so cute and little. They so cute. I'm gonna taste this blue margarita, see how we did. Woo! I put way too much tequila. Ooh, that is strong. That's how I would want them to make it back in the day. My husband's behind the camera, y'all, if y'all see me, look it up. But this is how I would want it, bartenders to make my drink back in the day. But now, this drink, you just gotta sip. Woo! I hope this one not strong. Okay, so this one is bomb, y'all. This one's a perfect. It tastes like, oh, you know what it tastes like? I basically just made a Sex on the Beach. This is exactly what it tastes like, a Sex on the Beach. Yeah, I made a Sex on the Beach. I thought I made a margarita, but it's actually a Sex on the Beach. But whatever, it's still good. Oh, let's get to eating. I gotta be careful. I have this drink next to me and it's filled. I'm gonna start with some onion rings. These onion rings are so good. Okay, so this is cocktail sauce. I don't know what this is. I have no idea, y'all. But whatever it is good. I like it. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Let me know in the comments. Happy National Margarita Day. Be safe out there. No drinking and driving. So my husband tried these tacos before. I never had them. Let me know if y'all like Buffalo Wild Wings. I like Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know why a lot of people don't do mukbangs on Buffalo Wild Wings. Mmm.
Like them?
These are so good.
Yeah, it was fire.
Oh my God. I can't even lie. They taste better than the Mexican street tacos. I can't even lie.
That's what I said. I'm like, man.
Somebody gonna go in on me for saying that, but these are so good. Mmm. Oh my God.
Could be.
That's really good. So y'all, I just found out about Ted Bundy, my bad. Ted Bundy about 2 weeks ago. I had no idea about him. And the only reason why I heard about him is because I was at the gas station and I was at the ATM, and the radio was on and they was talking about him and that he was a serial killer and all that, and people was getting mad that people was calling him handsome in a documentary that was on Netflix. So I'm like, who is this Ted Bundy guy? So I looked him up and I'm like, oh wow. So then me and my husband, we actually watched the what is the documentary on Netflix? And oh my God. It was crazy. He killed over 30 women. He said like he was the kind of guy where he was very intelligent, handsome, like clean cut shaved. Women used to say that he was very charming. Okay, so I guess we're gonna talk a little bit about Ted Bundy. Even though I watched the documentary, I feel like I forgot a lot of stuff. So we'll see what I remember. But what they said about his childhood was he had a normal childhood. His parents took him to church every Sunday. I think they were middle class. Just, he went to...
But his father wasn't around. His grandfather posed as his father, didn't
he? Yeah. So, his grandfather, like my husband said, his father wasn't in his life. His grandfather was basically his father, but Ted Bundy at the time didn't know that. When Ted Bundy was born, his mama ended up having him at like an unwed type building with all women. And once she had Ted Bundy, she basically just left him there. She went back home. Her dad was like, Ted Bundy grandfather was like, go back and get him. So she went back to get him. So they ended up raising him together. When Ted Bundy was 14, he ended up finding his birth certificate, and he seen where father should be. It said unknown. So he found that out when he was 14. The artichoke dip is bomb. But in his teenage years, excuse me, y'all. In his teenage years, he was the teenager that was he liked to be alone. He didn't really like to, be around a lot of people. He said that basically he was socially awkward. He didn't know how to start conversations. He said it felt very unnatural to try to make friends and stuff like that. I feel like that all the time though, so. When Ted graduated from high school, he ended up going to University of Washington, where he got an undergraduate degree in psychology. Is it psychology? I think it's psychology, yeah.
You say he went to college and got a degree?
An undergraduate degree in psychology. Psychology. Mm-hmm. Yep, so.
So he already knew how to play on people's emotions and fears and manipulate people.
Right, just from him going to school for that. So he ended up in college. He ended up meeting a girl. Her name was Diane. That was his first girlfriend. She was very pretty. She came from a wealthy background. She was very smart. Ted ended up applying to other law schools. He decided he wanted to go to school. He wanted to go to law school. So he ended up he ended up filling out a bunch of applications for law school. And his LSATs came back and he found out he wasn't that smart. Now Ted Bundy he thought he was very, very smart, very intelligent, which I think he was. When you say he was really smart?
No.
No?
No. He basically got himself murdered. Well, got himself convicted of the murders. Trying to thinking that he was smarter than everybody. He was smart when it came to his murders and stuff and his breakouts, breaking out of jail, but when it came to his conviction.
Yeah, like book smart, he wasn't really book smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So he ended up going to pretty much a basic school.
Law school.
Huh?
UPS law school.
Yeah, it didn't have, like the fancy libraries and like the pretty arts on the walls and stuff like that. So he was kind of disappointed. He wasn't feeling his best and things like that. So him and his girlfriend, Diane, became very rocky because Ted was feeling very insecure that he couldn't provide things for Diane. He just wasn't feeling his best. So they end up, stop being together and things like that. So this is when stuff started to happen. So he ended up kidnapping pretty much 6 girls in Seattle. They all looked alike. They all went to college. They all were very intelligent, very responsible. Now, at this time, they didn't have a suspect. They had no idea who the person was that was kidnapping the girls. They had no clue. They didn't have a car. They didn't have a hair color, eye color, or anything, y'all. At that time. But before all this happened, Ted was actually working in Seattle. He worked at the Seattle Crime Commission. Basically, it gave him insight on a whole bunch of stuff, like pretty much what the police was doing and wasn't doing when it came to certain cases. He also found out that the police wasn't sharing any information with like other states and stuff.
Across state lines.
Yeah, across state lines. So he knew what he could do. He knew he can go to this state, to that state, and murder other women, and they weren't going, know about it.
And that's how he got away with it from so long. Because all you had to do was just piece the puzzles together. Like, okay, it was a guy with with a Volkswagen Bug killing people here in Seattle. Then he moved to now it's another Ted with a Beetle living in Utah killing people the same way that they were murdered in Seattle. All you had to do was just share information and piece the puzzles together. But that was their own fault. So part of the reason to blame for all the murders too.
Yeah.
It was so easy to commit a crime back then.
I don't think they police officers wasn't that smart. It don't seem like.
Yeah.
It seemed like they just had a badge and just went with the flow of things. Like, well, I guess we can't say that because now we have a lot more resources, and to where they can figure out a lot more stuff. Back then, they didn't have fax machines. They didn't have the internet. The only thing they had was USPS mail and rotary phones.
A phone call would help too, because if you share the information, I know they had to hear about it some way.
Woo! I'm gonna be late, y'all.
We should pour that margarita hard one time. Do it one time for your Wannie Pooh.
So I guess it was like an event, like the state fair or something. So Ted Bundy ended up showing up. Before that, he ended up purchasing a light brown Volkswagen Bug, and I guess he pulled up to one of like the state fair events, and he ended up getting a girl, over to his car, and someone else had seen it. She ended up missing. So the witness actually seen the kind of car he was driving. They seen, his hair color and things like that. So they were able to say, okay, now he's driving a light brown Volkswagen Bug. So now they had some kind of idea what was going on, like some type of description. They was trying to figure out something because at the time, like I said, they didn't have anything, like nothing on this guy. If you don't like talking mukbangs, you ain't gonna like this one. So fast forward, they was looking for somebody. Looking in Seattle at the time, they had over 4,000 Volkswagens Bugs that they had to look for. So that's all they was going off of, mind you. They didn't have anything else. They figured out that he was white, and that's pretty much it. I love spinach artichoke. I'm not really feeling their wings that much, but they still good. So Ted ended up meeting a lady named Liz. Her name was Elizabeth. Now Ted really, really liked Elizabeth. He said he really loved her. The reason why they wasn't really working out because Liz, she was the type of girl where most girls are. They like affection. They like to be taken out. They like flowers. They just like things like that. And Ted was very, again, socially awkward. He said he loved being around women, but he just didn't know how to do certain things, like be affectionate and take them out and things like that. So instead, he used to just vacuum, do dishes and stuff like that to try to, so they still end up being together for a little bit. Fast forward, a lady called in and said basically her boyfriend was acting suspicious, and at that time the tip line or the tip line was getting a lot of calls like that. So they was just going about their day on the phone with, this person. And she was saying her boyfriend drives this Volkswagen. He's having a lot of girls' underwear in his room, in his apartment. He has just a whole bunch of house keys in like this bowl. He had crutches in his room. Basically, he wasn't explaining how why he had the crutches. He always just blow it off. Like, I just have crutches. He never said reason why he had them. The person that called in was actually Liz, his girlfriend. These are so good, y'all. So basically, the reason why Ted had like those crutches and things like that, that's how he used to lure women in. He used to act like he was hurt, and so the women can help him to his car or certain things like that, and he would pull them in and get them to help him. Because mind you, he was all charming, cut shave, very clean looking, so he didn't seem threatening to women. So basically, Liz ended up calling in, telling him all of that. She actually submitted a picture of him. So now they had a picture of him at this point. But they really wasn't 100% sure if it was him or not, because, like I said, a lot of people was calling in saying they boyfriend's very suspicious and blase, blase. So shortly after Ted ended up moving to Utah, he wanted to go to a school in Utah, a law school, but that was all to cover up. I guess he probably felt the police was probably being suspicious in Seattle, so he ended up moving to Utah. So he went to Utah, got like people to like him there and stuff like that. And one day, a lady ended up going into a mall, and she said she was just bored, so she just went into a mall one day. She said she was just gonna walk around, look, and shop a little bit. So Ted Bundy ended up approaching her. At the time, she didn't know who he was. Obviously, he was dressed in like a officer or something. Yeah, officer. It was an officer. So he told her, "Excuse me, ma'am, somebody just broke into your car. Would you like to come with me so you can see if certain things are missing?" So she said she was a little skeptical at first, but she was like, okay. But he had all his credentials. She asked for his credentials, and he showed it to her and everything. So she walks with him outside of the mall to her car. She looked in her car. She was like, no, everything is fine. Nothing's missing or anything. So he was like, he figured like he tried to get her in. So what he said was, would you like to go to the police station with me so you can make a police report? So she ended up was like, yeah, okay, which I thought was kind of weird that she would do something like that, But she ended up getting into his car. But she said when she seen his car, it wasn't a police car. So she said, well, maybe he's undercover. So even still, I don't think I would do that. Like, I'll do a police report on my own. I'll go the next day or something. I'm not about to hop into nobody's car, and I don't even know him just because he showed me some credentials, But she ended up getting into his car. They ended up driving, and she said they ended up taking a turn where she knew it wasn't on the way to the police station. So when she knew that, she started freaking out, like, oh my God, where are you taking me? So he ended up hurry up, pulling over to the road. I'm sorry, y'all. It's so hard for me to eat and talk at the same time.
They pulled into the parking lot of a school.
So they pulled into a parking lot of the school, and when she was freaking out, he ended up taking some handcuffs, clipped it to her wrist, and He didn't get the other one, so she ended up doing that, and she ended up opening the door, and she ran, and he ran after her, chasing her, trying to, basically get her to, get back to the car and stuff like that, and trying to harm her and stuff.
He ended up catching up to her.
Mm-hmm. They ended up having a scuffle and everything. So they ended up having a scuffle. She ended up still getting away. So she got away. She was able to go to the police station, let them know how he looked at this point. Now, they already had a picture from Liz. So when she got, I guess, with like sketch artists or whatever, he came out to look just like the same person Liz was talking about, And so after that, Ted Bundy ended up 4 hours later killing another girl. And at that scene where he killed that girl, it was a key to handcuffs. The key to the handcuffs matched the girl that he tried to clip with the handcuffs, and she ended up running away and got away. So fast forward. The homicide detectives actually found one of the girls that he killed in Seattle. They found her remains in Utah. So I still don't understand how they couldn't tie him to the murder. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just found that really weird. Like, a girl he killed in Utah, they found the remains the girl he killed in Seattle, they found her remains in Utah. Like, what? So Ted Bundy one day was just driving with his lights off, and a cop actually seen him and pulled him over, y'all. Pulled him over, and he wouldn't stop for him at first. So the cop was just chasing after Ted or whatever. So when he finally pulled him over, he arrested him for not stopping for a police officer. So they ended up taking him into custody. But what they found in his trunk was handcuffs, a mask, women's pantyhose, certain things like that. So they noticed he looked like the guy that kidnapped the girl that was that Ted Bundy tried to handcuff. And so they asked her to come down to the police station to pick him out in a lineup. Well, she did. Once she did, Ted Bundy got arrested for kidnapping. So once he got arrested for kidnapping, he was awaiting trial. The judge ended up finding Ted guilty. So he was in Utah prison. But I guess, come to find out, somewhere in Colorado, Aspen, Colorado, they ended up finding out that Ted had some murders over there. So I guess they shipped Ted to Aspen, Colorado. So he was there waiting trial. While he was there, Ted was in the library. It's inside of the courthouse. And he was in the library, and he was trying to do some research basically on his case. He ended up jumping out. Jumping out the window, and somebody yelled, was like, "We see somebody just jump out of the window." So the guard was like, where is he? And so they couldn't find him. So Ted Bundy went missing for 7 days total. And he ended up, it was like, I guess one day it was really raining and really cold. And he ended up finding a nearby cabin, slept there, ate there. But it was really cold. Ted Bundy ended up making his way back towards the courthouse, I guess. He ended up trying to steal a car. He ended up stealing a car, but ended up doing like this crazy U-turn to where it got the attention of a cop. The cop ended up pulling him over. Who's inside? Ted Bundy. So they ended up arresting his ass. They got him in custody. So now he's facing more charges. So he's just sitting in prison again, waiting, you know, for trial. Y'all, can y'all guess what happened next? Ted Bundy's guard ended up going to his cell and giving him his food, which he normally do every day. So the guard come back the next day. As y'all can see, I'm not really feeling their wings. The guard comes back. I'm sorry if my quality ended up changing. I had to take my mic out. But the guard came back the next day and tried to get Ted Bundy his food. He noticed when he opened up the door that Ted Bundy food was untouched from the day before. And he also seen that Ted Bundy wasn't in the room. So basically what happened was Ted Bundy ended up losing, what was it? A lot of weight. Like around 40 pounds. He slid through his prison ceiling.
This fool got floor plans of the jail.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, he got floor plans of the prison. A hacksaw blade from other inmates, and $500 in cash, smuggled in over a 6-month period.
He ended up going through the light fixture, and he crawled his way up to one of the prison guards' room. Was it the prison guards' room? Changed his clothes and walked right out of the prison. At this time, Ted Bundy was gone, y'all.
That's how I said he was smart. Like, when it came to his prison escapes, because even the one before, you didn't talk about how he trained for that. Like, how when he saw and, like, measured the distance to the mountains, and he would train for the jump in his cell, like, out the window and everything, but...
Yeah. He was smart in that way. So at this time, y'all, Ted Bundy was gone for days. I think, what was he gone for?
He was missing for like 2
46
weeks.
days.
Yeah.
No, it was like 46 or something like that days.
A month, yeah, he was gone.
Yeah, he was gone. They couldn't find him. He ended up taking a train, a bus. This man that got on an airplane, but y'all gotta remember back then, they didn't have the equipment they have now to where they were able to stop him at the airport. But he ended up going to, what was it? It was his college. It was not his college, but he ended up going to a Michigan game where they played his college, which was University of Washington. So he stayed there, watched the game, like nothing was like nothing was a big deal. And mind you, nobody knows really how he looked too, so he was able to do certain things like that.
This happened clear across the country, and nobody expected him to be in Michigan.
Yes, he went to Ann Arbor. I forgot to say that. He went to Ann Arbor. So, after that, he ended up going to a bar, getting drunk. He ended up almost getting into it with some Michigan fans. Go Michigan. So, he ended up getting into it with some Michigan fans, almost getting to a fight and all that. Ted ended up driving to Tallahassee, Florida, and he ended up murdering some women in a sorority house, y'all.
At Florida State University.
Yeah. He ended up murdering, 2 girls and beat 2 other girls so badly to the point where he thought that they were dead.
Yeah, beat them near death.
Yeah.
It was almost like like he was fiending for
to kill
murdering somebody again.
Yeah, because he haven't killed in so long.
Yeah. Then he sexually assaulted them too, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he did that too.
Beating their head in, like they had broken jaws, concussions, and missing teeth. Some of them, the ones that survive, got permanent injuries, don't they?
Yeah, they have permanent injuries to this day, to where it stops them from doing, you know, their daily activities and things. Shortly after that, like a couple hours, he ended up murdering another girl. Now, this girl was only 12 years old. He ended up murdering her, y'all. It's crazy.
Motherfucker was sick.
Yeah, he was definitely sick. Something really was wrong with him. Shortly after that, Ted Bundy ended up again, I feel like why he learned his lesson, he ended up again driving with his lights off. Driving slowly again with his lights off. And of course, a cop pulled him over. And they end up seeing it was Ted Bundy inside. And of course, they arrested him. At this time, he was missing for 45 days, y'all. 45 to 46 days, I believe it was. That's crazy. That he was missing for so long. So they end up locking Ted Bundy up, of course. He was awaiting the trial again. Now, when he was waiting a trial, women was showing up to his court dates, passing his defense team their phone numbers, trying to get up on Ted Bundy, which is so weird. Like, why would you want to, like, talk to a serial killer? Why would that turn you on anyway? You know, ain't that crazy?
Mm-hmm. Some women got sick infatuations.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ted Bundy ended up meeting this lady. Her name was Carol Ann Boone. She was really like feeling like Ted Bundy this whole time was innocent. She basically was just on.
No, that was his didn't meet her. That was like his childhood friend or something. Didn't they like grow up or something?
Oh, I think that might have been his childhood best friend or friend. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I guess it was his childhood best friend. My husband just said, or friend, and she was basically like Ted Bundy is innocent. That these charges are not right, and that they didn't have enough hard evidence on him. So at this time, she was acting as Ted Bundy's lawyer. So one day, I guess they was getting really close or whatever, her and Ted Bundy. So he was in court one day, and he asked Carol Ann Boone, did she want to marry him? And she said yes. So the judge ended up actually sentencing Ted Bundy to, they found him guilty, so they ended up sentencing him to the electric chair. But before that, before Ted Bundy actually died, him and Carol Boone was actually having conjugal visits, which wasn't supposed to happen, but the guards just let it happen anyway. So Carol Ann Boone actually got pregnant by Ted Bundy, and they ended up having basically a little girl. And the child name was Rose, or Rosa. One of the two. So before Ted Bundy actually died, he actually confessed to all of these murders, y'all. Every last thing that happened. And they asked him, why is he confessing now? He ended up basically saying that the reason why he's confessing now is because he has a daughter, and he want his daughter to know what to look for in a guy. He want her to be able to identify a psycho like him, basically, and other people. So he wanted other people to, you know, identify a psycho and stuff. So that's why he came clean. So that was the end of that. So, but yeah, that was crazy. I enjoyed this food. It was so good. Only thing I didn't really care for was the wings, which was weird. They were a little tough, so I didn't really enjoy these. But the margaritas is good. That one was too strong. I made that one absolutely too strong. But this one is on point. It tastes like a sex on the beach. So, and I have fun. This whole video was just fun for me. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. And make sure you give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.